Hi, my name's Mary and I'm a part-time reseller. I sell mostly clothes and books on eBay as my main platform, but I also cross-list to Poshmark, Depop, and Mercari. I'm a single mom and I run this little reselling business out of my apartment. So space is very limited, but today we're going to fix that. I just put up this new shelving unit behind me because the inventory is slowly taking over this apartment. So today is an inventory reset day. I'm going to consolidate, reorganize, and I'm going to try to make this space work better for me. My space is very limited, so we're going to start off over here with this shelving unit. I'm going to consolidate everything, and I most likely am just going to do a voiceover after this point so I can focus on that and not stumble over my words. But yeah, I would really appreciate it if you would join me in this video and watch along. And if you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. So let's get started. I feel like when people think about reselling, they picture the fun parts, the thrifting hauls, the what sold videos, the quick flips. But honestly, this is the part that really keeps everything running from what I have experienced. Because I do this part-time, I don't have unlimited hours in the day. Most of my work gets done in small pockets of time. So if something sells and I can't find it quickly, that turns into unnecessary stress. That's why organization matters so much more than I used to think it did. When everything has a place, shipping is faster, my mind feels clearer, and the business feels manageable instead of overwhelming. Clothing is where I usually make my higher profit margins, but it definitely takes more work. More work with the measurements, photos, and checking comps. Books, on the other hand, yes, they're simpler, they're steady, they're consistent, the margins are smaller, but they do add up over time. eBay is where most of my sales happen. It just has the biggest audience for what I sell. But I still cross-list to Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop. Because sometimes something will sit on eBay for months, and then randomly it will sell somewhere else. And doing all of this out of an apartment means I have to be really intentional. I can't let inventory take over my space. When my space feels chaotic, my business feels chaotic. And when the business feels chaotic, it's a lot easier to burn out. So days like this, organizing, consolidating, resetting, they're not the most exciting part of reselling, but it's what makes it sustainable. It's all a work in progress, but this is real life as a part-time reseller, especially doing this as a single mom in a small space. When your inventory is organized, your business feels lighter, and when it feels lighter, it feels sustainable. If you're reselling part-time too, let me know how you store your inventory. I'm always trying to improve my system. And I'll probably do a what sold this week video next. Because, well, that's the fun part. What sells and for how much? Okay, now to keep going and focusing on this project, I hope you stay for the whole video to see the outcome at the end. Already cleared out a whole empty box. So when I first started, I used these types of bags. They make a lot of crunchy noise. Then I changed to this type of plastic. It's just more softer. It's not as crinkly. But now what I use is I order the eBay bags from eBay, like on eBay. And they are zippered. They're kind of like, what is this called? Opaque or something. They're zippered, and I just like them a lot better. And I get them basically for next to nothing. I might pay like $2 to cover the last bit of it, because with my monthly eBay plan for my subscription, like I get every quarter I get like like $25 to use on the eBay shop on eBay. So I order supplies. But yeah, these are great. Box number 2. box number 3. Box number 4. Okay, so as you can see, so far, I got this row and this row jam-packed. I'm gonna leave the top as it is for right now because I'm just gonna organize that maybe off camera, because these are just already like pre-packaged to make it easier while I highlight the certain boxes for what I need it for. Now, this row down here is completely empty, but now I'm gonna turn the camera, but do not judge, okay? We listen, but we don't judge. So, these are the boxes I just emptied. I got 4 boxes. I'm gonna leave this row empty right here because I have these two huge bins full of clothes I still need to list. It's like my death pile, they call it. And then also, don't judge over here, but I have that rack. I need to, like the winter clothes on there that I was going to list, I just never got to. I'm gonna put in the container right here of the winter pile of stuff, you know. I'll list that during like right before fall, and like more like the summer stuff on this rack I will list. Now, not all this is like good quality, like not quality, but like popular brands, you know. Some of it's just style based, because when I was doing Whatnot, I was just finding cheap items, you know, buy low, sell high. That's what I was doing. And I've been thinking about giving Whatnot another chance. I just might, I'm not sure. But all that stuff right there, some of it is already listed, some of it is not. I have my rug right here because once I get this area cleaned up, I'm going to lay my rug down. It's a washable rug, so I'm gonna lay that back down right there. I got my desk over there. That's a mess. I'm not gonna show that area. But yeah, also these are all these are all books right here I have underneath my table. Those are not listed, okay? These over here are listed. Now, I do have some boxes over here that has my books organized, but when I put the shelf up, I was just like throwing everything over here, so it's not perfectly in order. I do have a shoe box right there because I do sell shoes too. Clothing, shoes, books, and you see that bottom box right there where it says M? That stands for miscellaneous, like any other little thing like knickknacks or whatever I might find. You know, I don't sell much of that stuff, but sometimes I do like to sell it, and you know, I just keep it very low, very to like the minimum, you know. Not like my clothes and books. And the shoes too, like I keep that to a minimum. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave this empty because this will be filled up with clothes. This I'm going to, I have another brand new shelf I bought at Sam's Club right behind me. It's a lot smaller and shorter than this, but I think I'm just gonna keep that with my death pile of books and stuff. And then I think we're just gonna, I'm trying to think of what we're gonna do here. I think I'm going to move my shoes to the bottom, and I think I'm gonna, you know, just organize my books. These empty boxes here, if I need more boxes, I can use those. What I was using before I had this, you know, like I did not have enough room like I do now. So like I saved the baby wipe Members Mark Sam's Club boxes, especially for like I was using these for like the shorter books, and then this one here, like my big ones, like these big expensive ones, you have to buy like a pack of 25 for like $50 on Amazon or something like that. These I use for like the more wider books, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and combine it all because I want to get rid of these because they're not as long. These will take up the whole length, which is 24 inches in depth, and I want to use all of that. So let me figure that out, and I'm going to get started. Alright, I think I'm going to use one of these empty boxes. Okay, so I think I'm going to use one of these empty boxes just to save space for more shoes, because I do plan on listing more shoes, not much, maybe just like another box worth of shoes. That box of books is super heavy. So let me just show you guys how I do my SKUs. They're handwritten, so I'm very particular about how I want my SKUs, so I know all the information when, you know, if someone sends me an offer. I'm gonna tell you how I read it. Now this is like one of the very first books I bought to resell. I bought it at Ollie's, and I thought I would get a good amount for it because I paid up for it. I paid $5.47. Never again. But it's the Batman comic book. So B is for book 002. This is like my second listing. This number here is the price I paid for it. Is my shirt dirty? My shirt looks dirty. Probably from that box. $5.47 is what I paid for it. And this is the date listed, November 12th, 2024. So I have all my information I have. On newer listings that I do now, I will weigh this as I'm doing my listing. I'll weigh this with a bubble mailer, whatever kind of packaging supplies I plan on using for that, so I know a proper amount of weight to charge for. And I'll put that weight right here. And I'll also put that in my SKU in the listings online. But yeah. Very stupid of me to pay $5.47 for this, and it still has not sold. Now I do sell quite a bit of books, just as much, if not more, I do of clothes. And if you buy the right books, you can get a lot of money for them, you know, considering they're books. And you might pay like super cheap at garage sales for them, or if you buy like books by the bag at certain thrift stores. Look, the other day I bought a book for 13 cents. That's the average cost of goods for that day, 13 cents for the book. I sold that book for $45. Like now I know better. This was a couple years ago when I got started. I did not really know better. Also bought The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. This is my favorite TV show of all time. I paid $6.57 for this one. Still has not sold. Still has not sold. I bought two of these actually. I kept one for myself, for my personal library, and then this one. That's okay. It will eventually sell. Hopefully. Okay, some of these are out of order, which I knew was going to happen. So, let me see. So this is why I need to fix this now. So if there's something I can't find when it's sold, like I don't want to have to deal with that then. I'd rather deal with that now and get everything organized, and then just check, make sure everything lines up with what I have to what I have online. Okay, so I already realized something does not line up. I will have to go check both of these items. But one has a SKU of M for miscellaneous 030. One is B for book 030. They're both books, so I will need to check that. I'm gonna leave this out. I have a lot of books. This is gonna be super heavy. It's gonna be so heavy. See, I feel like the numbers jump around. Oh, I'm crafting the wrong one. That's why. Ah, my hand hurts. Ooh. My wrist just cannot handle that. They're so heavy. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick this up. Not with this. That was not going to fit. That was way too heavy. It busted my box. Those boxes aren't free. I gotta pay for the specialty boxes, and they're not cheap, and you can't buy them individually, so that really sucks. It really sucks. Okay, let me reevaluate because that was way too heavy. Okay, so that was really hard to do because books are super heavy. As you can see, it broke my box, but that's me. I'm stupid. That's my fault. I don't know if I can maybe tape that box up and reuse it, or what, because like I said, you can't buy just one. You would have to buy them in packs at $25, and that'd be like $50. And I still have some left. That's brand new, you know, if I need them. So I guess plans change. Maybe that was for the better. I think that was a blessing in disguise, because I think I'm gonna like this method more. But what I did was I cut one of these styrofoam boards in half to kind of use as a, I hope that don't break, like a bookshelf end. I probably will have to get something more stronger. Maybe I can do like a line of zip ties from here to there, like make like a little fence of them to kind of like give it more support. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see if I have any zip ties once I'm done with this. But like the first books in order, like, so I have like they're not in order, you know, 1 to like 10 perfectly, because, you know, some of them sold, but like say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going that way, okay? And then I'm going to finish doing all that up to here. So this is kind of like what it looks like, just a piece of styrofoam board, so books don't fall through here. I do need to get another styrofoam board. I'll just easily be able to pull out the books one day and place it, or maybe something better than this. But anyways, I can do a row going that way. And then my plan is, since my couch is right here, I can do another row. If I can, maybe not the wider books, but I can do another row going this way if I need to. Isn't that great? So, like I said, it was probably a blessing in disguise. Okay, I got you guys back on the tripod. Excuse me if I'm hot and sweaty. It's just I had this really bright box light, you know, and these things can like really put out some heat. All right, so I'm gonna get going, and I'll just play some music over this or talk over it. Okay, so I'm just going to continue off camera to make this go faster. But yeah, I'm just going to continue this way in order with the skew. Okay, so this is an updated version I wanted to throw in at the end of this video. I've moved this row of the clothing down here because it'll just be easier for me to glide in and out like that, because I want my books more eye level, and so I don't have to bend down so far down here for the books. These two are going to be designated just for books. This top one right here is full, as you can see, a row here and a row here, completely full. So yeah, now I'm working on this row down here. But as you can see on this, I have them all vertically right here, 2 rows vertically, and then right here I have some horizontal stacks. So if there's something behind like this stack that I need to pull out or look for, I can easily scoot these over, you know, and I have room to do so. Same with that stack. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update, and this is how it's looking so far. Also, I went to the dollar store and I bought some of that presentation board, like the big one that folds. So I just cut it down where it would fit perfectly right here. I had to tape an extra little piece on to cover this part, but that's just so my books don't fall through the cracks, as you can see right here. But yeah, I think this is going to work perfect. This is probably going to stay like this for a pretty good while. I like this method a lot better than what I had before.